Hey everyone, this is Marcus here with the JVC training team. And in today's Unbox video, we're taking a closer look at the KW-M785BW. Now this receiver offers you both wired and wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, as well as a bunch of other great features. First, we'll take a look at what comes in the box, and then we'll get into some of the great features that this receiver has to offer. So let's dive right in. First, we have the receiver featuring a 6.8-inch capacitive touchscreen and a shallow chassis, followed by the trim bezel to clean up the installation when mounting flush in a dashboard for that nice clean installation look. Second, we have the included mounting cage and the installation tools to remove the receiver from the ISO mount cage. Here we'll see we have the main wiring harness with the included brake wire extension. And we have our GPS antenna and the included magnetic mount to mount that on a dashboard. Here we have the microphone for hands-free calling and wireless communications, followed by a bag of mounting hardware when using a dash kit, as well as the warranty card here. And this JVC receiver features a 1-year warranty, as well as a quick reference card to be kept inside the car so you know the model number of the receiver you're using for additional product reference information. Now that we have the receiver powered on, one of the standout features is the 6.8-inch capacitive touch panel. And if you look to the side here, you'll notice that all the buttons are flush to the panel surface, so it gives it that clean appearance of a modern receiver. One highlight of a capacitive touchscreen display is its responsiveness, as I'll demonstrate the JVC gesture touch controls by swiping my finger in a circular motion to control the volume. When it comes to customization, JVC puts you in control with this receiver. You can tailor the background images, even adding your own background via your smartphone and a Bluetooth connection thanks to the JVC Portal app. You can also tailor the inputs and set up your own favorite keys using the FNC key, as well as customizing your home keys on your home screen. With a key focus on sound quality, the receiver has an assortment of adjustments available for that audiophile listening experience. You could set up a 13-band EQ, you have crossover controls, as well as time alignment and many other features that allow DSP tuning presets to adjust the sound quality coming out of the receiver. This receiver also boasts a shallow chassis. That makes it easier to install in your modern vehicles with shallow dashes. This series of receiver is also compatible with the iDataLink Maestro RR and RR2 modules. Now this is often required for many vehicles on the market to help retain useful features like your factory climate controls, backup cameras, and much more. To check to see if your vehicle is compatible with the iDataLink Maestro module, please go to the website following the link below. One highly requested addition to these receivers is an HDMI Type D input. Now the reason we chose to use an HDMI Type D is because the nature of the connection is much smaller and it can be recessed in the back of the receiver, making sure you have plenty of clearance when you're putting it in a tight-fitting dashboard. Let's turn the receiver around and see where everything goes and all your connection options. Okay, now that we're at the back of the receiver, let's take a look at some of the wiring that's already attached to the receiver, and then we'll move on to what's required. After that, we'll talk about some of the accessories that can be plugged in various locations on this receiver. So let's get started. First, here you'll see you have your reverse input wire. That's what triggers the reverse camera to come on whenever your vehicle is in reverse. Next to that, you have your park switch. And again, we're going to plug in each wire to show you what goes where. This connects to your vehicle park brake wire. Next, you see we have our microphone input cable, and our hands-free microphone plugs directly into this pink connector. Underneath that, we have the AM/FM antenna receptacle, and next to that, we have our USB connector. Moving on to our power harness and speaker connection lead, it plugs in down here at the bottom, followed by the required GPS antenna, which you'll see plugs in right here. This will enhance your location accuracy with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto mapping. An optional accessory, the Sirius XM SXV300, plugs in up here on the top right-hand side. If you're using a Maestro module to retain factory features or using it for a universal flash to gain control over some of the accessory controls available with the Maestro integration, you need to plug the Maestro module in up here on the top right hand side. This plug here is to retain any OEM aux sources. That will plug in next to the Maestro module here. This receiver is equipped with 3 camera inputs, which you can assign using the setup menu. Here you'll see the connection for the front view camera, so let's plug our composite video camera cable in. There you go, just like that. And here's our rear camera input, and let's plug our connector in here as well. And the final camera input is shared with the AV in. Here you can assign the AV in to a camera input and utilize it as your third camera in. Moving on to the HDMI input. JVC makes a KW-M785BW designed specifically to fit in this receptacle on this receiver. So let's show you how that goes in there by undoing the screw and securing the cable. Okay, now that we have the protective cover removed, we can insert our KW-M785BW HDMI Type D cable into the receptacle. Now that we have the cable seated properly, we can reinstall the keeper and secure the screw. And with the specific JVC cable and the secured mount, this makes for a great connection that's not going to fall out when you're installing it in the dash. Let's take a look at all our button functions over here to the left hand side. As you see at the top, you'll see your FNC key. Pressing that opens up the FNC shortcut menu down here at the bottom. You can use these shortcuts to gain access to favorite areas of the receiver. When you press the voice activation key, it triggers the voice prompt on your smartphone and enables you to speak a command. Underneath that, we have our home key. Pressing that takes us back to our main menu, and pressing and holding that will power off the receiver. Now below that, of course, we have our volume controls. Pressing the volume up will turn the volume up, and pressing the volume down will turn the volume down. When you first power up this receiver, the first setting you're able to adjust is the demonstration mode. This is simply a slideshow that exhibits features inside the receivers and will display on screen whenever it's at rest. Next, we have language. So inside a language, we can choose between English, Spanish, and French. So you have a few languages to choose from. We have our front camera controls. Here you can turn on and off the front camera, and you can also set the duration for the interruption when you're using a front camera. Here we have the rear camera controls. You can adjust the camera on or off, you can set your parking guidelines on or off, and you can also adjust those parking guidelines by going into the camera adjustment settings. And under User Customize, you can change the backgrounds, you can adjust the colors, and you can even choose your different GUI layouts. Last, under viewing angle, you can adjust the screen's visibility from a 0-degree angle to a 20-degree angle. This helps compensate the visibility of that receiver when mounting it low in a dashboard, as exampled by the picture. And when you're all done with your setup, you can press finish. Now that wraps it up for this unboxing video. Be sure to like and subscribe for more JVC content, and thanks for watching.